topic for today's video, designing products that actually sell. I'm going to tell you how I do it. Let's dive right in. Okay, the topic for today's video is designing products that actually sell. Now, there's a couple things that you got to keep in mind. One, this may not work for everyone. Two, is that I have a little bit of a backstory that goes along with what I'm doing, which I think does help. More on that later. And three, well, you got to do something that gets people's eye. And I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how I design these that gets people's eye. Let's get some fresh air while I explain this to you. First thing I got to consider is the thing I'm going to design, is it going to be functional? I brought this little piece of pegboard accessory out because this is fairly functional. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but yeah, this will hold a drill or a driver if it's narrow enough, or it'll hold, what I use these for is in there I hold my packing tape on them. So absolutely, you have to recognize that what you're going to be designing and what you're going to be selling has to be, at first and foremost, absolutely functional, okay? You can't design, say, a tool holder and it looked beautiful and it just not work right? If I designed something that was amazingly awesome, but every time you put your tool up there, you were worried if it was going to fall, there's no way that thing would be a success. Absolutely not. So, of course, I say that function does come over form in the initial stage, but you got to have both. And here are some tips on the form factor of things that I think really apply and really appeal to this maker community. So let's talk about that form factor, right? So there is something what I call, oh, that's cool effect. Okay, so when you go down to a place in your hometown or wherever you might be, you go travel somewhere, maybe abroad, doesn't matter. You see old architecture, right? We have a place down here in Northeast Florida called St. Augustine. It's the oldest city in the United States. I think it was established in 15 something, I don't know, okay? But the architecture down there is pretty incredible. Now, people overseas are gonna be like, yeah, it was from the 1500s, so what, right? I got sheets that were from the 1600s. That's not the case here, okay? When you see things out in the world, especially like Victorian architecture or anything, really thing that just catches your eye, you think, haha, that's cool, right? And that's what I think of when I'm trying to design something. Case in point, this is my humble tool holder here. It comes in three parts, okay? One is the top. I'm gonna explain how I designed this. One, it had to have an opening to hold the tool, but I didn't want it to seem weighty. I didn't want it to seem heavy. I designed this without these cutouts at first. All right, and that was the prototype, but I thought it just looked clunky. So let's take a little bit of these sides off. The function's still there, of course, but now it has a different aesthetic. We applied that same aesthetic to the bottom or the back piece, okay? And yeah, that's all fine and dandy, and that looks pretty good, right? That's gonna hold a drill, no problem. But I truly believe that this wasn't complete without this piece right here. This is called what I call a corbel. I know these as corbels in my CNC software, and this humble piece right here has a lot going on for it, okay? So what I'm gonna point out to you guys is that, if you check this out, there's a little bit of a dip down and then back up, okay? That to me is very architectural. So when you put this whole thing together, now whether this is playing in people's subconscious or not, I don't know. But when you put this thing together, you've got what appears to be almost like a Victorian style, architectural style device that you now can have in your home, that I offer, but now, or in your shop, and then it holds something you use every day, okay? So that is the, oh, that's cool factor, right? Yeah, you already know and you expect that it's gonna function right. But this form, I truly believe, is something that I had to come up with, or I wasn't gonna have the interest in these products. So I'm gonna show you one more trick too, about how I took this exact shape and really didn't do much to it, but yes I did, and came up with a completely different product, and it's doing well too. So check this out. So bear with me here. So this piece right here, so I say so a lot. So what? Let's move on. Here, I thought was one of the main reasons why my tool holder started selling well. And I thought, what can I do to really kind of piggyback off that idea? And if you've already guessed it, then bravo, you probably ordered these. This is a clamp rack, okay? You see the space in there? You can hold F-style clamps, parallel clamps, you name it. And it's already got the French cleat built in. This shape here, pretty similar, right? I would say that that's a pretty similar shape. And what did I do? How did I do it? I didn't do anything. I took this in my modeling software okay? And I just took the mouse and I just dragged it forward and enlarged it. That's all I did. And so this is essentially this, but it became a whole new product with that same kind of, hey, now that's cool. Look, that is really the basis of how I started this. That was the genesis of this. Now, I'm gonna share with you, a product I made that's done pretty well that I really couldn't stand it. I designed it and launched it and sold it, and every time I packed it, I was like, I don't like this. And it's pretty funny, but here you go, check this out. Before we discuss that product, I'm gonna share with you something I mentioned in the beginning of this video, is that I have a little bit of a backstory. The backstory is that I was at a crossroads with some various things that had happened in my life personally, and I had to take this jump into this kind of full-time content creation thing. As luck would have it, I started this about 5 years ago while I was still working very much full-time, raising a family and doing all those great things. But I've got a video where I announced all this. I'm not going to go into it here, but we have a little bit of a different circumstance, sure, making the best of it for sure. And I'm very, very thankful for this audience who has come to bat for me in terms of supporting me and what I do online. Now that does matter, okay? That does matter from some success. But I will tell you this. I've never really received an email saying, hey man, I just want to support you in whatever you do. I have received emails and pictures and all kinds of stuff about how they really love how the products fit into their aesthetic and fit into their workshops. So I will say that maybe the backstory helps, maybe it doesn't. I don't really know. I haven't really gotten tangible proof of that. But what I have gotten is really good feedback from how interesting and cool that these things are that they put in their shops that come out of my shop as well. So I do just want to throw that out there in case you're wondering, well, you know what, people are just going to buy into you, and that may be the case. But you know what, that's what Patreon's for as far as I'm concerned. If you want to buy something anywhere from Amazon, Walmart, Target, you name it, you're going to want it because it's doing something for you in your life. It's going to serve a purpose, right? And that's basically what my goal is here, is to serve a purpose in the maker community by making your workshops just a little bit more inviting and a little bit more inspiring to get in there and create. So just so you know, that's kind of my mission here. All right, back to this product I didn't like. All right, and that product is this. This is a French cleat bracket, okay? It basically goes up on a wall, as you can see, boom, and then you're able to put shelves up here. I'll show you some pictures. This is how I use it in my shop, and I've been offering these for quite a while, and a lot of people have bought these. And to good reviews. I mean, they say it's a good product. I honestly can't stand it. Why? I thought I was being cool by putting this little doodad in there. I don't know. I thought maybe I could get the curves in there. You know, you look at my audience, and it's about 92% male. So I figured maybe my audience likes curves. No. maybe not. That's neither here nor there. That really was not the thought process, but I mean, I did think that the curves, I needed some curves in this to keep it kind of visually appealing, and I hate it. I don't know if anyone has ever thought, well, what is this? But I've never gotten any feedback from it, but my own worst critic, I've redesigned it. You can probably not even tell, but so here's what we've done, okay? All right, give me a second. Okay, so the old one is here, the new one is here. So what we've got here is we've got thinner material on the old one here, and now over here it's a little bit thicker. And also I've gotten rid of this curve here, and I didn't like that at all. Plus the opening in which you can put your cleat is bigger on the new product over here, okay? So again, one of those things where I was like, I don't need the curve, but I do need the functionality. So I've redesigned both French cleat brackets, and if you want to check them out, they're going to be here as well. Now to tell you the truth, you know, because we're talking about design and we're talking about how you can bring products to market and doing something that will kind of help your audience or help even your SEO audience that comes in. You don't have to necessarily have a YouTube channel to leverage that audience to sell things. It does help, but I would say about 35% of the people that come to the website are not from YouTube. And that would still be a relatively good chunk of change had I not had this channel. But either way, it's a good way to get started. I want to tell you guys, these new French cleat brackets, I'm putting them on sale. 25% off for the next 20, well, let's do 48 hours. Why not? Yeah, let's do 48. So my French cleat brackets, if you've been thinking about it, checking it out, they're on sale on the website down below. Check it out at glimpseinside.org. And I just wanted to kind of bring to light how and why, and also my thought process on what it takes to really bring these things to market and will they work. So if you're in the process of wanting to do something like this, right? You want to design products, you want to get things out, you want to get your ideas out, there has to be that cool factor of, hey, that's cool, right? That's what I say. Oh, that's cool. And you want to look at it, you want to go to it, you know, you want to check it out. And that's important to me. So, but don't forget the form too. Okay, I mean the function. The function definitely has to be there as well. I hope you guys have liked this little bit of insight into my thought process. If you want to check this out here, these boxes right here that you see before you, this is, to me, this is a new product. And if you're following on Instagram, you probably know what this is. I'm more excited about this product coming out than I have been for anything I've ever launched. And this is coming very soon. So stay tuned, subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram. I'll put a link down below too. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you enjoyed my thought process on this. And you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in just a little while. All right, take care.